So the word is turn-based RPGs are making a comeback, but what if I surprised you with the fact that they never went away? They have been blessing us with their presence for years. Every year we get a standout turn-based RPG, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 7 of the must-play RPGs of all time. Not only that, these can be purchased at incredible prices thanks to our friends at Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an authorized key reseller which allows you to go through thousands of Steam games and pick them up at really good prices. All the games that we're going to be talking about in today's video can be purchased using my links. Not only are you supporting the channel, but you're saving yourself a little bit of money. Not only that, we currently have a giveaway for a chance to win any game on Instant Gaming's website, so go check that out using the links below. So thank you to Instant Gaming and happy shopping. Now, I wanted to start this list off with a Final Fantasy, and my go-to, my personal, would have been Final Fantasy VII, but I can already see the comments. Jen, it's not a turn-based RPG, it uses the ATB system, which is different to a turn-based system because you are taking turns still, but it's dependent on your speed, and I don't really want to get into that kerfuffle. So I thought it'd be only natural to shout out the go-to Final Fantasy, especially when it comes to newcomers, and that is Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X tells the story of star Blitzball player Tidus, or Tidus. I'm opening old wounds, but I'm sure there'll be still a debate out there somewhere. But he journeys with a young and beautiful summoner named Yuna on her quest to save the world of Spira from an endless cycle of destruction wrought by the colossal menace known as Sin. And I don't really need to say much more because Final Fantasy X is an incredible Final Fantasy. You've got the story, you've got the characters, but you've got that turn-based system of which you can have a look at the turn order on the side of the screen and really strategize or change by using speed-related spells and really plan ahead on how to tackle each battle. Not only that, it is a vast world you are going to be exploring with various biomes and beautiful music. You of course have a bunch of side quests, from playing Blitzball to doing a little bit of chocobo racing, trying to get that 0.00 time, but there is plenty to do here. Ultimate weapons, the lot, you can expect it, super bosses, dark aeons, and everything else in between. You can expect a normal playthrough to take around 45 hours, but if you want to do everything, you've got up to 140 hours of content to mess around with, so it's definitely a recommendation when it comes to turn-based RPGs. And you can get up to 55% off purchasing Final Fantasy X using my link, and it comes with Final Fantasy X too. It's not part of the list, but I really like Final Fantasy X too, so it's a pretty damn good deal we have here. Now on to number 2. This turn-based RPG is the subject at hand here when it comes to the return of turn-based RPGs. Of course, I'm talking about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 because it is getting rave reviews left, right, and center, including from myself. I have absolutely loved my time with it, and it all starts with its hook. Once a year, the paintress wakes and paints upon her monolith, paints her cursed number, and everyone of that age turns to smoke and fades away. Year by year, that number ticks down and more of us are erased. Tomorrow she'll wake and paint 33. And tomorrow we'll depart on our final mission. Destroy the paintress so she can never paint again. Man, the story is a treat, and we are getting some classic RPG goodness with this one. We have a world map, man. I absolutely love world maps, and it is glorious to see in such a modern looking game. This is a groundbreaking turn-based RPG with unique real-time mechanics, including QTEs, and you can also dodge and parry every single attack in the game, so you can indeed go for that no-hit run. But I have had had such a good time with this one. It is an incredible recommendation in this list. It is a beautiful looking game, a beautiful told story with amazing characters. This has everything you'd expect, from the super bosses to optional areas. You can expect to spend just up to 30 hours trying to complete this one, but if you want to do everything, up to 60 hours. So you're definitely getting a bang for your buck, and using the link down below, you can pick this up at 40% off. Let's move on to number 3. We're going back a year with this one because this one did take the world by storm, and it is from the creative minds behind Persona 3, 4, and 5. It's Metaphor ReFantazio. Man, this game is quite the beast. It's a unique fantasy world where your protagonist will journey alongside his fairy companion to lift the curse from the kingdom's lost prince, control your destiny, face your fears, and awaken magical archetype powers that lie dormant in your heart. By awakening to an archetype, you will unlock the power to channel and combine the abilities of unique job classes, strengthen your bond, and build your party to take down powerful foes and discover the kingdom's true nature. Now, if you've played a Persona game, you kind of know what you're getting with this, the structure of the game, but this has this really high fantasy setting with an amazingly told story with characters and voice acting. But I am a big fan of a job system, so throw a turn-based RPG my way with jobs to experiment with and just dungeons to dominate and optional areas to find, as well as various chores to do on your off days while following through the calendar system. Man, this is a great one here, and it's well deserving of all the ratings it has received. You can expect to spend up to 65 hours with its main content, and if you want to do everything, you've got over 100 hours of content here, and you can get 57% off picking this up using my link down below. Absolutely incredible and worth your time. On to the next one. A series that was always known as the brawler type really capitalized on what seemed to be an April Fool's joke, and I'm talking about Yakuza Like a Dragon. This is a turn-based RPG at heart with the Yakuza flair when it comes to its characters and its side content. You play as Ichiban Kasuga, a low-ranking grunt of a low-ranking Yakuza family in Tokyo. He faces an 18-year prison sentence after taking the fall for a crime he didn't commit. Never losing faith, he loyally serves his time and returns to society to discover that no one was waiting for him on the outside, and his clan had been destroyed by the man he respected most. Ichiban sets out to discover the truth behind his family's betrayal and takes his life back, drawing a ragtag group of society's outcasts to his side. Together, they are drawn into conflict brewing beneath the surface of Yokohama and must rise to become the heroes they never expected to be. Now, I really like this because I played the Yakuza games, so I was already in that setting, but the fact that they switched it over to turn-based RPGs with jobs, and then you just mix in everything Yakuza when it comes to its comedy and its seriousness and how they can shift it quite quickly, and then all the mini games in between, you've got a really beefy RPG here. And for those that are asking, hey Jen, do I need to play any of the previous Yakuza games to play this? You can, to get context with a lot of things, but this is a great jumping in point, and you don't have to go through all of those brawling games if that isn't your cup of tea. It's a great game, and I don't think playing the previous game should stop you, so definitely dive into this. You can expect to be spending 45 hours on its main content, and if you want to do everything, you've got 100 hours here, and a lot of distractions. I mean, you've got the Sega arcades, amongst the usuals like karaoke and mahjong. You can get 70% off this game using my link down below. Another one that I can't recommend enough. Now we're moving on to a game that kind of was an inspiration to a certain degree to where Yakuza Like a Dragon took itself, and I'm talking about Dragon Quest XI-S, the definitive edition. A young man about to participate in his village coming-of-age ceremony travels to Sacred Stone alongside his childhood friend. After a series of unexpected events, this adventurer learns he is the reincarnation of a legendary hero from a forgotten age. It's the typical Dragon Quest story, story, but Dragon Quest XI is just a game changer. You have a phenomenal world to explore, so many characters, customization options when it comes to costumes and the skills you learn, weapons to find, secret dungeons, super bosses, a world map to traverse. Man, this is worth your time, and I'm not even mentioning the fact that you can play this all in 2D if you really want to. This builds upon the original release of Dragon Quest XI, and now you're getting like speed up options to make the turn-based combat, which I should mention that Dragon Quest has never changed its stripes, and it continues to just evolve, keep it basic and engaging at the same time, of which I love. You have the speed options, you have the options to use a symphonic soundtrack as opposed to the MIDI tracks that came with the original release of 11. There's so much to dive into here. You've got up to 60 hours of main content here, and if you want to do everything, you've got up to 130 hours of RPG goodness here, and this is definitely one, if you've got the time, that is, to invest. And using my link, you can get 53% off. Next up, we have a game that might cause debate with the fans of this franchise, saying that you need to play all of the other games before you play this one. But I started with this one, and I think it's a good jumping in point. Yes, you'll miss a little bit of context, but you won't miss the main story of this, and it'll probably get you hooked in the story it's telling. And I'm talking about Trails of Cold Steel. Now, usually this is where I'd start reading a synopsis of the story, but I think it's something you should dive in straight away. What really shined for me for Trails of Cold Steel was its turn-based system. It has a system that's much like and reminded me of the Materia system from Final Fantasy VII, but you've got a good cast of characters here. You've got plenty to do. It does kind of follow that school template, but you do go on a grand adventure, and there are many twists and turns in the story. And when I got to the end of this, I was like, man, I need Trails of Cold Steel 2 straight away. It is a really nice RPG, plenty of things to do, plenty of characters to speak to, plenty of customization options, so you can really dive into that turn-based combat. You can expect up to 60 hours with its main content, and if you want to do everything that the game has to offer, you've got over 100 hours of content here, and you can get 76% off using the link below. Now, I saved one of the best for last because I really enjoyed this game, and you're probably thinking, Jen, why have you picked the second game as opposed to the first one? Do I need to play the first one? Not really, but I'm talking about Octopath Traveler 2. This game uses the glorious looking HD 2D style. Not only that, it evolves on everything that Octopath Traveler brought to the table and makes it an experience you do not want to miss out on. This story takes place in Celestia, a land comprising of an eastern and western continent divided by the sea. In its bustling era, wherein large vessels navigate busy sea routes and the power of steam gives birth to new technologies, some people thrill to glamorous stars of the stage and industry, while others are brought to tears by war, plague, and poverty. In this faraway realm, 8 travelers hailing from the different regions venture forth for their own reasons. Step into their shoes and explore the land as you see fit, using their unique talents to aid you along their journey. Embark on an adventure all on your own. And Octopath Traveler 2 is really unique because you get to select any of the 8 characters, play in any order you want, play at any pace you want, and it's a really good game to kind of dive into, play a quick session and dive back out. The way it presents its story is really good for those that don't have time, but ones that want to sink loads of hours in at a time, it's there too, and you'll get pretty damn addicted. Not as addictive to its combat system, of which, of course, is turn-based and takes it to a new level. With its weakness system, you strike a weakness of the character, you get an extra turn, you can build up those turns to unleash many attacks, and it's a game that you can really strategize as you dive in a little bit deeper to the game. You can then unlock jobs for characters because each character has their set job, but you can have them play as other jobs as well, so it brings a whole new layer to that turn-based combat. And with the new systems it introduces, like Night and Day and the Traveler Tales, as well as latent powers for each each character that turn the tide of battle, as well as new ways to travel, and the fact that there's kind of a world map but not a world map. Really hope the third one brings a world map eventually. There's so much crammed in here, and I can't recommend Octopath Traveler 2 enough. You've got up to 60 hours of content doing the main stuff, and if you want to do everything the game has to offer, including its super bosses, getting the jobs and all of the weapons and abilities, you've got up to 90 hours of content here, and you can pick this up with 54% off using my link down below. And there we have it, 7 turn-based RPGs that you must play. Not only that, I've sorted you out with them if you don't have them at incredible prices. If there's any games that you want to add to the list, let me know down below, because turn-based isn't coming back, because it never went. It continues to grow strong. It's amazing to see more eyes on it. We can only win from here and expect more quality, more stories, more unique and immersive gameplay when it comes to all of its systems going forward, and that's something I really can't wait for. So thank you for joining me in today's video, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.